Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to the silliest thing I saw this week, week 4 edition presented by Vuori. Without Vuori, this show would not be possible. They make some of the best soft and comfortable clothing I've ever owned. In fact, this week I went to go take pictures with my family, and I ended up taking my ripstop pants to the pictures. Was comfortable the whole time. And the reason I actually wore them was the week before, my wife and I were going on a walk, and I wore them for the walk, and she was like, "Honey, your butt looks great in those." And I couldn't agree more. So, yeah. Check out VuoriClothing.com/Harris for 20% off if you want to check out what I'm talking about. It's a great way to show that you like the show. Here we are with New England taking on Green Bay in Green Bay, and Brian Hoyer gets sacked by Rashawn Gary. You can see Brian feels it here. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, my head." And that's what he ends up going out with from this sack right here. Ends up getting sidelined for a young man from Western Kentucky, the Patriots' 4th-round pick, Bailey Zappi, which is one of the best names I've heard in the NFL in quite some time. Bailey, I guess, threw for like 6,000 yards and like 62 touchdowns in college. He was insane, I guess. But one thing they did not teach Bailey about is about the play clock. And apparently they didn't teach the refs about the play clock here either, because if you watch the clock here, it goes down to 0, and they get a play off. Should have been called way earlier than that. They called delay of game. That's what we're looking for. And Matt Patricia is just, don't do that again. So the offense goes back out on the field. There's, you should have no reason not to be ready to go here. They should have no problem here. But Bailey, as a rookie, I'm going to call him Zappy. I'm going with Zappy. Does it again, but there's no flag. Zappy drops back, throws his first touchdown pass to Devontae Parker, and CBS does a great job here of showing us a replay of the clock. You can see the clock hits 0 and 2 seconds to go by, and the ball hasn't been snapped. Zappy's so excited, of course. It's his first touchdown. I cannot believe LaFleur is not losing his mind. I mean, he's just staring at a playbook. But Matt Patricia knows we got away with something here. I love the little smirk here from the guy. He knows they got away with it. Zappy gets the first touchdown pass by a rookie this season, which is cool. Now, CBS is going to pull out Gene Steratore so we can hear exactly how officials generally work this call and how the play clock works play to play.
Normal mechanic, Jim, for the back judge who takes care of the play clock is when it gets to 0, he's watching the play clock 0. His eyes go from the clock to the center. If the ball hasn't moved at that time, he should call delay of game. That always gives us a little buffer, maybe of a half second or second. In this case, you've got to shut that down and call delay of game.
So that sheds a little bit of light on how they actually get to call a delay of game. I don't know how these guys messed it up. We're going to actually get to watch Adrian Hill, the head referee, and Keith Ferguson talk about this and how maybe someone screwed this up. You can see the back judge, Keith Ferguson, here is saying that he pumped up the clock. So he had reset the clock, which they do sometimes, if it takes time to get a ball back somewhere, but they just had a delay of game, so you wouldn't need to move the ball, which actually they have Gene on to explain, to back up this point. There's no reason that you would pump up the play again. And you can see Adrian Hill here asking him, on the first down, did you do that? Oh, okay, after that. It wasn't, did you do it on the first down, or was it after that? And if you want more evidence that the refs are having a hard time managing the play clock, we can fast forward to the 4th quarter, where Aaron Rodgers throws one up to Romeo Doubs, and Romeo Doubs almost hauls this in, but actually doesn't catch it. It's immediately ruled not a catch, because the back judge, I think, the same guy, Keith Ferguson, had a pretty good look at it. This guy, he's like, no. Gives a double chop. No. Double chop. Another chop. And everyone's celebrating like they had the catch, but they didn't. And here's a pretty good instant replay of the not being a catch. And Bill Belichick starts to lose his mind because he says, "Why would you pump that up?" Well, no. Why? That's not a play clock. Why? It spikes his headset. That's one of the best I've seen. Spikes his headset so hard. Kevin Cody also finds the spiking of the headset pretty funny. You can see he gets a grin. But then he gets the look of a guy that knows that he's about to get yelled at by Bill Belichick. And Belichick gathers his core, and he's like, "Why would you reset that?" And I can't really make out what Kevin Cody says here, but he says something like, "No way reset." So I don't know exactly. It's like, "No way reset," but it doesn't make Belichick any happier at all. That's crazy. What are you doing? He yells. He yells at him again. He goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Okay, hold on, Belly. I'll go find out. Hold on a second." And a plot twist that nobody could have seen coming here at this point in the game, that Green Bay challenges. Matt LaFleur, for some reason, is challenging here. It's obviously not a catch, and the only reason I can think of is that this guy saw this guy freaking out on the field and panicked and thought, I have to do something. But in panic, he failed. Obviously, the challenge was not overturned, and the Packers ended up winning this game anyways in overtime with a field goal as time expired. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video this week. Please, please, please smash that like button. Leave a comment below. I read all the comments. Or if you guys would like to share this somewhere, you can share it on Reddit, share it on Facebook, or like tweet out the link, whatever. Anything's great. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.